I'm settled in. So I'm just tripping. Nope, not Raw. Ray. Alright, so I'm putting it out there that I'm live, so... Alright, so I got someone saying, what's up? Hey, what's up? I don't have the chat up, so I'm actually going to go to YouTube and kind of check it out from there. I don't have it up right now, so I'm fixing to check it out. I got 2 people watching. Hey, what's up? Sorry for the awkward stuff. Loud Horse, yeah, that's Bradley. I know who that is. What's up, bro? I'm gonna just go ahead and get started now that I know that I got a couple people in here. So next week, when we advance the week, we're getting leading up to this point. So we have 3 viewers. You know, that's 3 better than I thought we'd be. So we're in a good place. As you see, the roster looks a little weird right now. That's because I have things in a certain way. So we're gonna go over here to transactions, and I'm gonna get everyone caught up.
Watch and play WW2KRN emoji happy tears.
Dude, I'm trying to watch and play WWE 2K. Dude, stop playing WWE 2K then. There you go. Watch the stream. It's way more important. Unless you're trying to win the WWE Championship. Alright, so these are all the players we re-signed. So we re-signed Austin Davis for a backup quarterback. You know, he's a backup quarterback. It's a guy that we need to keep on the roster in case Russell Wilson ever gets injured or anything happens. You know, we did play him for 2 games out of the season last year. We re-signed cornerback Alex Carter to a 2-year, $2 million deal. Good special teamer, just good quality depth on the roster. We re-signed our Pro Bowl fullback Trey Madden to a 3-year, damn near $6 million contract. Pretty much a steal.
DISSLY.
Arrowhead Fred. Will Disley! Yeah, man, Will Disley right now is probably going to be buried in the depth chart. I don't know. We'll get to it in a second. I re-signed Dante Johnson to a 2-year, $4 million contract, 4.36. And he's good depth, man. He started playing very well down the stretch. He did have a shaky NFC Championship game, but granted, he got the Alshon Jeffrey assignment, which he doesn't necessarily have the size, and he's not the greatest athlete, but technically sound corner. We also re-signed Tyler Lockett to a 4-year, $38.5 million deal. This is a very important signing for me because he's a big play receiver for us. We didn't really get him the ball as much as we'd want to, but next season you can promise, or I can promise you, that we're going to get him the ball as much as we can. We re-signed Earl Thomas to a 4-year, $47.7 million deal. This is a steal if you guys keep up with real contracts and all that. And then we re-signed Mike Davis to a 2-year, $6.4 million contract. We have 5 running backs on the roster. And at the end of this draft, an undrafted free agency, and before preseason week 1, you never know, we might have 6 or 7. But we're going to go to franchise tagged. Yeah, we franchise tagged our kicker. You're not retiring. And then free agency. So we did a lot of free agency. Some was just bringing back players that declined our deals. These are guys at the bottom that we had on the practice squad. So Equanimous St. Brown, Trey Flowers, Jacob Martin, Mike Tyson, not the boxer, but the football player, Perry Nickerson, Greg Mabin, Justin Hardy, but not the Justin Hardy that plays for the Falcons. Don't get them confused. Deion Kane, quarterback. He's actually a running back in this game, but I put him as a quarterback because I kind of want to see what he can do in the preseason as our quarterback 3, Quentin Flowers. David Moore, we brought him back, and this is where we get into free agency, like the real deal. So I brought in former New England Patriot Marquise Flowers on a 2-year, $6.5 million contract. I'm going to show you the stats for him. He's actually pretty good in coverage, good speed. We also signed Tony Lippett to a 2-year, almost $7.5 million contract. 80 catching for a corner, and we need a guy that can help make some plays in the secondary. We're looking for him to do that since he has high catching and pretty solid coverage stats. We re-signed Maurice Alexander. I wasn't going to do it originally because Tedrick Thompson has been playing so well for us, but we do need safety depth regardless, and this is a guy who just lost his starting job and could potentially get it back in the preseason. That's the fun part. Frank Clark, so he declined our deal, so we threw him a 4-year, almost $32 million deal. That is a steal because Kansas City paid this man 5 years, $105 million in real life, so we got a freaking steal for this guy. We also brought in Randy Gregory, so this is an interesting one. Of course, the Seattle Seahawks, we've had Deion Jordan on the roster, Marcus Smith, two guys that, will go down as bust. And this is a guy who was the top 5 talent, went in the second round, and just hasn't decent abilities, just trying to give him a second chance, a restart, a change of scenery. So this is like a low-risk signing for me. Randy Gregory, I love what he's been able to do. Like what he brings to the table. And I know it says the internet. I know my internet's shitty. We don't need to worry about that. The Seahawks signed right guard DJ Fluker. We re-signed him. He hit the market, and we had to kind of overpay for him because he was one of the better offensive linemen on the market. But $3 million a year for a guard, that ain't too bad. We brought in Cravon LeBlanc on a 1-year deal. He just has decent size. He kind of fits that nickel corner role, and because we let Justin Coleman hit the market, we kind of needed guys that could fit the mold. We brought in Joshua Perry, 2 years, almost $4 million. He's just a good depth guy. Worst case scenario, he's playing special teams, but he does offer some speed and a little versatility. We did re-sign Marcus Smith to a 2-year, $3.28 million deal. Marcus Smith, he's a decent football player. He kind of picked the spots here and there. Wasn't necessarily special, but, like I said, we're trying to revive careers. And then we signed J.D. McKissick. He didn't take our original offer. Then we offered him something in free agency for like a 1-year deal, and he wouldn't take it. So we gave him the 3-year contract. Really good player. I just thought, for cap flexibility, we'd probably be able to get him on a 1-year deal, but it's okay. I'll take the 3-year deal. He's a really good player. And then Mercedes Lewis, 1 year, almost $4 million. We need a blocking tight end on the roster. Will Dissly's a solid blocker, but we need a guy who is a way better blocker that could help us win now. Dissly is still going to be on the roster most likely, depending how preseason goes. Will Dissly's my dude, so I'm going to try to keep him on the roster. So, let's go to retired. So these are people that retired. Brandon Marshall retired, of course, a killer NFC championship performance. He had a crazy game in the NFC championship. So this dude literally gave it his all for that final game. And then Tom Johnson, who didn't even play that much, retired after 9 years. So that is where we are with the roster. Of course, we were 13-3, lost in the NFC championship in overtime. This is what the roster looks like. So some of the new players that we brought in, I'm going to show you the overalls and like the attributes and like whatever. So of course, Mercedes Lewis, an older guy, more of a blocking tight end. Obviously he doesn't have the speed. The catching's decent, but the 81 run blocking and the run blocking power and just overall, we brought him in here to block. You're getting paid $4 million to block. There's nothing else I could say. A decent investor right there. Then we go to the defense. Of course, Randy Gregory. I'm excited to see what he can do. 26 years old, hitting his prime age, and pretty fast. Good finesse move. The block shedding definitely needs improvement. But overall, I just think he's going to be a fun player to potentially work with and use for the next 2 seasons. And then right here, we look at Marquise Flowers. Right now, I have Shaquem Griffin starting, but Marquise Flowers, 86 speed, 79 zone coverage, but the tackling is a little bit low, but he's a fast player and he can cover a lot of ground, so expect to see this guy on the field sometimes for sure. Joshua Perry, gonna take a look at him, a new guy that we brought in, 25 years old. He's got good speed, good strength, good block shedding, but he doesn't have a go-to move. But that's why I said worst case scenario, he's playing special teams because he is fast, he can get out there and all of that. Let's see. Tony Lippett. This is the guy with 80 catching I was talking about. So, 27. Pretty solid stats all across the board. The speed, you know, it could be better, but 80 catching, dude. He was just way too intriguing. And then Crayvon LeBlanc, 25 years old. He fits the scheme perfectly. This is a guy who's he's just a natural fit. He just fits what we want to do. Now we're going to look at scouting. So I have no scouting available, by the way, you guys. When we get to the draft, if you see players you like, just shout them out. So I will tell you what we would be looking for potentially. We're going to go to wide receiver. So I didn't scout this top guy because I just didn't want to. I only scouted one first-round receiver, which was this guy, Morris Harrington. I don't think he's going to be that good of a receiver, just based on like what I've seen. I don't think he's going to be that great. He could be. There's definitely a lot of potential for him to be a smaller guy right here. I don't know. He's kind of built like Marquise Brown, which, hey, that's cool. We're at 6'5", 236, the second strongest receiver in the draft. Let's see. Right here we got Donnell McDuffie. We got some weird names, man. Some weird names, bro. But we got some solid receivers in this class. The only thing is, like, you get lower down, you see some guys with some good top 3 skills, and then boom, they're like a 71 overall. At tight end, you know, we just brought in another tight end. I don't think we'll be drafting a tight end anymore. So, you know, maybe we get this dude right here in the 6th round, but I just don't see us drafting a tight end anymore. Left tackle. We desperately need a left tackle because we could not bring back Dwayne Brown. We got this dude right here that skipped the combine. Do I take a chance on him? I don't know, but if he continues to slip, I just might. But the guy that I'm looking at is this guy right here from Kentucky, Forrest Chancellor. The 3rd fastest offensive lineman, just very agile. Not the strongest, but, you know, overall, I just think he's solid. Just solid all across the board. Let's see, at guard, we could use a little bit more guard help literally after these first 3 guards, and he's my favorite. This guy right here, the strongest guard in the class, that's my favorite. But after these first 3, like, that's it. At center, you know, I like the center class overall. You see this guy has a red 3rd round talent. That means, you know, he's probably going to bust. But if he does slide into the 3rd round, it's going to be good value. But I like the center class a little bit. You know, there are some guys in here, like, worst case scenario, I get one of these centers and I move them to guard, which a lot of rookie centers, you know, with a decent center on roster are asked to do that anyway. And then we get right here to the right guard list. I definitely want to look at right guard as well because they can move around, play left guard as well. I'm liking these 2 guys right here, Lawrence Stafford and Tyquan Hendricks. I like those guys. And then at right tackle, you know, it's a lot to choose from. We got Carol Mendenhall, who is the 3rd strongest in the class, good run blocker overall. And then we got this guy right here, Bernard Greer, who seems to be pretty solid all around. And then right here we got Jabari Fannin, who impact blocking and pass blocking are in his top 3, and I like that. That means he's going to be pretty good. And then we get right here to left end. I'm looking at this guy right here, Russell Bibla from Connecticut. I mean, it's just me being biased because I'm from Connecticut, if y'all didn't know. 2nd fastest in the class. Finesse move is in the tops, but block shedding isn't. So he could be similar to Randy Gregory in a way, and he could be like an understudy. But in the 3rd round, you know, I don't think I'm going to be drafting understudies. Matt Griffith. This is a guy who could potentially play some defensive tackle. Look at this. B power move and C plus finesse. He's just a natural rusher. He's got 2 good pass rushing moves, decent pursuit, 3rd strongest in the class. He could possibly move to defensive tackle. And then we have Ephraim Ellis, who has B finesse move, C plus tackling, fastest in the class at 4.67. I mean, dude's a freak of nature. I'll definitely keep my eye on him in the 4th round. I might have to do some trading back. I'm just gonna be honest, just a little bit. And for those that are like, oh, it's unrealistic, it is realistic. Seattle did that a lot in this year's draft. But Brian Camarillo, so he has a pretty good grade, B plus finesse for a defensive tackle, the fastest 40. 3-cone 20-yard setup, so he's very agile, which is good to see. He just has the highest grade, but that doesn't mean he's the best. It just means he killed the combine. Like, he did really good. We did our homework on these defensive tackles. I'm not really a fan of many of them, so we'll just have to see how it falls in line. I kind of want to get one, but it's not the biggest need. Linebacker's not a big need anymore, but this guy right here, I think he's projected to go top 15. Probably won't be available, but he looks like a beast. I wish the combine was a little bit better. Middle linebacker, there's like nothing here. Like, there's nothing. Right here, this guy is like top 10 talent, I believe. Just look at him, he's a beast. Top #1 guy in speed, top 3 in bench press. And then we got this guy, Sergio Wade. Could be a decent depth guy right there. Could be decent. And then at corner, yes, I'm still looking at corners, guys. Even though I brought in 2 corners via free agency, I'm still looking at corners. So we got Michael Horton, Vincent Hodges. At the top right here, CJ Pitts, not really. But this is where it gets interesting. I like this guy right here, Morgan Betamasi. He's a natural scheme fit. You know, B press, B minus some, C plus man. He's just going to be a natural fit. Probably a lower overall, like a 75, 74, but good enough to compete. Same thing with this guy, Ray Hill, 3rd fastest in the class. Everything's above a C plus skills wise. So there are some decent mid-round corners. At free safety, you know, not really in love with any of these free safeties. Maybe Navon Gilliard could be a guy, you know, top 2 in strength. And I'm not really high on any of those strong safeties. So yeah, that's basically it. And I'm gonna pause the clock. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna pause the clock on my pick unless I make a trade. So if you guys want to see overall transactions, like who signed, we're gonna do that real quick. Keep you guys updated. So signings across the league, let's just go down to stage 1 or stage 2, whatever it is, so bear with me. Let's just go ahead and do that. Dang, there's a lot of signings. I should have probably done, I probably did do this in my free agent. Dang, there's a lot of signings, holy crap. So I'm actually gonna go by team. This is way too much. So we'll see like what team signed who. So the Bears signed LeGarrette Blount. They re-signed Eddie Goldman. We actually tried to go after Eddie Goldman, and it didn't work. So yeah, Steven Hauska they were able to sign. Brett Hundley they signed for a backup quarterback. Fat Rob, that's actually his nickname. The Bengals, let's see who they signed, if anybody. They brought back Terrell Pryor. They brought in T.J. Yeldon. And Jamon Brown. Jamon Brown I tried to go after. They signed George Fant, who used to be on our team. And they signed Mike Hilton from the Steelers. The Bills, they signed Philip Dorsett, Malik McDowell, who in real life got cut, so we cut him at the very beginning of the series. Brad Nortman they ended up getting. Buster Screen, Dante Moncrief. And they made a head coaching change. Cool. Broncos, they brought in Haloti Ngata. They made a coaching change. That's cool. The Browns. So the Browns signed Eric Flowers, CJ Uzama, Dwayne Brown. We tried to bring back Dwayne Brown. It just didn't work. And they brought in Trey Boston. So they had a pretty decent haul, I guess. Let's see, Tampa Bay. They re-signed Peyton Barber. They brought in Adam Vinatieri. They signed Coney Ely to a deal. Chris Conley to a deal. Jonathan Smith they ended up re-signing. Kenny Vaccaro they brought in. They signed Leon Jacobs. Well, yeah, that's whatever. Cardinals they signed Derek Newton. They signed John Brown, who used to be on that team, ironic enough. They signed Brian Poole. I was actually looking at Brian Poole, and they signed Mitch Morse, and they signed Julius Thomas and Anthony Thomas. All right, the Chargers. Vincent Ray they signed. Mike Gillislee they signed. Bobby Massey. That's cool. All right, Chiefs. Fred's Kansas City Chiefs signed Anthony Harris, Nate Orchard, the GOAT Kaiser, not Deshaun, the GOAT, Sharice Wright, Eddie Vanderos, Amir Abdullah, DJ Hayden. They signed Lane Taylor, Darius Philin. They got a new coach. They signed Adam Humphries. It's a good signing. Bruce Ellington, Armani Watts. Cool. The Colts, they signed Corey Peters.
Emoji happy tears.
He the GOAT. Yeah, man. Deshaun Kaiser is the GOAT Kaiser. That's just a big inside joke I've had since he got drafted. Is I tried to come up with clever names for players that involves the term GOAT. So like I have Marcus Mariota and then the GOAT Kaiser. Those are like the best ones. So for the Colts, we have Corey Peters, who signed, Kareem Jackson, Seth Roberts, Will Compton, Marcus Wheaton, Jordan Phillips, who I looked at as well, Marcus Golden, C.J. Anderson, Avante Maddox, who I took a look at, I believe. And for the Cowboys, they signed Ryan Grant, Dorrance Armstrong Jr., they signed T.J. Ward, Trent Murphy, Jesse James, of course. A person named Jesse James in Texas is just so fitting. Alston Pierre, Richard Rodgers, Alex Okafor, Alec Ogletree, Mark Ingram. Okay, so they made some good signings. The Dolphins, Pernell McPhee, Brett Jones. They took KJ Wright, man, so I decided not to bring back KJ Wright, and I'm sticking by that, okay? But I wish him the best of luck in Miami, and then Brandon Marshall, and Eric Reed, Clayton Geathers, AJ Derby. They signed Jack Buhort, Dante Fowler Jr. I was going to bet on Dante Fowler Jr., but I pulled out. TJ Jones, the Eagles ended up signing with Damian Williams. Navarro Bowman, they signed as well. The Falcons, Bradley's Falcons right here, signed Mitch Unrein. I tried to sign Mitch Unrein, little prick. They took Deion Jordan from me. Yeah, that's a good signing. Deion Jordan was pretty good for us last year. Mario Addison coming over from the Panthers. So yeah, that's about what they did. The 49ers, they signed Buck Allen, Landry Jones, Zadarius Smith. I was really intrigued for potentially bringing in Zadarius Smith, who was a lower overall, by the way, in this game because I started at the beginning of the year. The Giants, they signed Brashad Breeland, Brandon LaFell, Trevon Coley, Jake Fisher, Adrian Claiborne. They signed Shamar Stephen. That's the guy I let go. I'm glad I did because they paid a backup like that kind of money. They signed Jimmy Ward, AJ Cann. I'm just trying to get through all these guys, I promise. The Jaguars, they signed Kai Forbath and Dede Vitale. That's our notable signings. The Jets, Spencer Ware, Earl Watford, Jeff Swain, Tyron Crawford, Jordan Matthews, and they took Sean McDermott away.
Dak is definitely gonna be hurt now.
Yep, Dak's back is definitely going to be hurt now. So the Jets stole away Sean McDermott. That's cool. They signed Kerry Hyder Jr. I was looking at him, thought about converting him to linebacker, but we're at a 4-3, so that wouldn't make sense.
I was not aware of this.
I was not aware.
Madden made me wanna play NCAA 1-4.
I was not aware of this. And then Bradley said, "You over here playing Madden done make me want to play NCAA." Bro, I want PlayStation 4. Okay, I still have a PlayStation 3. I have to buy a new charger. I broke the new charger I got 2 months ago because I'm stupid. But it's not the point. I think my chair crushed it or something, but Yeah, bro. I want NCAA on the PlayStation 4. I don't care if they remaster 14 and I have to download rosters for 10 years. I'll take it. Like, seriously. The Jets also signed EJ Gaines, Latavius Murray, Cliff Averill. I tried to bring in Cliff Averill, but he decided to be a dick. Karen Williams, Morris Claiborne going to the Lions. Chart Kendrick West, another former Chief Fred. Let's see, Dalton Schultz. All right, who'd the Packers sign? Wow, just like in real life, Billy Turner. God, this game is Illuminati confirmed. Al Woods, Albert Wilson. Why would we sign Albert Wilson? Anyway, continue. The Panthers signed Jeff Heath, Vontae Davis, who's going to retire at halftime.
Tornado. A lion.
Sharknado, a lion. Yeah, bro, it'd be like that sometimes. They signed Ross Cockrell. They brought back Jonathan Stewart. I thought that was pretty cool. Adrian Phillips, Cordell Patterson, Dominic Easley, Cassius Marsh, Eddie Pleasant, Carl Bradford. They brought in some players. Okay, the Page sign.
Good signing on Wilson.
Good signing on Wilson. No, Fred. No, I'm not with the Packers doing that in this game. Even though I think he's good. I think he's good for Miami. Why would the Patriots sign Geno Smith and A.J. McCarron? I think Tom Brady retired, though. Oh, you had to play in the slot. Yeah, Green Bay does need a slot receiver, but I think they're talking about playing Devontae Adams in real life in the slot, which I'm against because you're wasting what he could do on the outside. The Patriots, they signed Thomas Rawls, a former Seattle Seahawk, who brought in Chris Long, Bo Scarborough, Josh Lambo. Okay. Raiders.
Finally, at least Brady retire in game. Emoji happy tears.
Yeah, he actually did retire. I'm gonna go over all the retirements across the league after this, and then we're gonna get straight into the shit. So Alfred Morris ended up signing with this team. Jason Myers did as well. Chris Ivory. A lot of running backs signed with this team, like 4 or 5. Jeez. Yeah, I don't care about the Raiders. The Rams. What the Rams do? They signed Greg Robinson back after cutting him. That's cool. Ryan Groy they brought back. Jeremiah Atachu. That's cool. PJ Hall. I can't believe the Raiders let him go in the game. Delaney Walker. That's an interesting one because they have Gerald Everett and Tyler Higbee. That's an interesting one. Good signing though. The Ravens. D Ford, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's a good pickup. Dang, look at the deal they gave him. 2 years, $5.36 million. This is at the beginning of the year when all these guys were lower overalls. Man, that is a steal for that money. Jesus. Robert Ayers was signed as well. Vinnie Curry, Torrey Smith, Gus Edwards. Okay. The Redskins with their overspending selves. Spencer Long. Brought him in. Trevor Williams. They paid $10 million a year when I was able to get better corners for less. But okay.
Have fun with the penalties.
Have fun with the penalties. Yeah, man. D Ford, baby. The Redskins signed Quincy Anuba. That's a good signing. Trent Brown, they were able to bring in. Derek Rivers, Henry Anderson, Luke Jokel. Good pickups. The Saints. Jeremy Hill, Chase Daniel, Stephen Goskowski, or Goatkowski, I should say. Terrell Basham, that's a good pickup. Bryce Petty, Dez Bryant. Okay, cool. The Seahawks, we went over what we did already. The Steelers, Pat O'Donnell, Ron Parker. Fred knows all about Ron Parker. Chance Warmack, Aldrich Rosas.
Quincy and never stays on the Jets. F blah 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 K the Saints.
Oh god, Quincy Anuba never stays on the Jets. I know, bro. Like every franchise you do, he's on a different team after year 1. And but yeah, in real life he stayed with them for like a 3-year deal. They brought in Sam Shields, Patrick DeMarco, Teddy Bridgewater. Okay, that's an intriguing one. I like that. I can get behind that. The Texans re-signed Christian Covington. They bring in Ty Montgomery. Tyler Croft, Brooks Reed, they brought him back. Hey, Steve McClendon, Jeff Locke, Trevor Simeon.
Mitchell Finley was.
He's worse than Jermichael Finley was. Bro. I can't stand Jermichael Finley these days. He's always got something to say, even though Aaron Rodgers and Favre made him relevant, but that's not the point. Dre Kirkpatrick, J.R. Sweezy, they signed with this team as well. That's cool. Alright, 2 more teams to get through. Nick O'Leary, Chase Amaro, John Bostic. They signed with the team. And the Vikings, what did they do? Jeff Allen and Kendall Wright. Alright, so now we're going to go over retirements. Jason Peters retired. Darren Sproles retired. Shane Leckler retired after 19 seasons. For Peters after 15, Sproles after 14. Brandon Marshall retired after 13 seasons. Tom Johnson retired after 9 seasons. Matt Schaub retired after 15 seasons. Reggie Nelson retired after 12 seasons. Donald Penn retired after 13 seasons. Frosty Rucker retires after 13 seasons. Derek Johnson retires after 14 seasons. This should have happened in real life. I'm just going to be honest. Tremont Williams retires after 13 seasons. Richie Incognito retires after 14 seasons. Mike Adams retires after 15 seasons. I'm going to start saying years. I hate the word seasons now. Thomas Davis retired after 14 years. Julius Peppers retired after 17 years. Cameron Wake retired after 10. William Hayes retired after 11. Frank Gore retires after 14 seasons in the league. That's crazy that running backs could even stick around that long. Antoine Bethea retired after 13 years. Larry Fitz retires after 15. Phil Dawson retires after 20 seasons. Wow, you go, Phil. Terrence Newman retires after 16 seasons. Carl Dansby retires after 15. Ted Ginn retires after 12 seasons. T. Sizzle retires after 16. Andrew Whitworth retires after 13 seasons. And there he is, guys. Tom Brady finally retired after 19 years. By the way, the Patriots missed the playoffs. They were 7-9. They missed the playoffs, guys. We were better than them. Matt Castle retires after 14 years. Josh McCown retires after 17. John Greco and William Gay retire after 11 years. Brett Grimes retires after 12 years. Ryan Fitzpatrick retires after 14 years. DeMonte Pecco retires after 13 years. So does Kyle Williams. Tywan Jones retires after 8 years. Cam Chancellor, who I had to make a punter, so let me explain. So I couldn't, release the safety Cam Chancellor because there was a chance that somebody would still sign him even though I tweaked the ratings. So I made him a 12 overall punter and released him at the very beginning of this franchise because remember, before I made the franchise, Cam Chancellor had that neck injury and he retired. So this was my solution for getting rid of Cam Chancellor. Derek Anderson retires after 14 seasons. Kellen Clemens retires after 13 seasons. Andy Reid retired. Daryl Tapp retires after 13 seasons. And Alan Barbary retires after 11 years. So we made it through that. Now let's get to the real deal. Let's get to the draft, baby. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go. I'm ready. I'll live for this.
Super Bowl bound KC.
Oh yeah, facts, bro. I think let me see who won the last Super Bowl. Let me see who won the Super Bowl.
No more Coach Reed.
No more Coach Reed. I think the Chiefs were in the Super Bowl. Or no, not in the Super Bowl, the championship game or something. I could be wrong. Conference. Oh, they're not going to show that? Wow. That sucks. But yeah, Kansas City was in the playoffs. I think they made it to the wild card or something. We're going to view the free agency recap, though. Don't worry about it. So here's who's left over. The Jeremy Backley. Jeremy Backley, ladies and gentlemen. He got left. Zach Miller. Tavon Austin. I thought about Tavon Austin. I'm going to be honest. Steven Nelson. Yeah. Quandre Diggs. Yep. Mike Wallace. Jordan Berry, Eric Decker, Charles Sims, not Chris Sims. So some decent players got left behind.
Quality W.R. McLean.
Quality right receiver Backlund. Yeah, right. Get out of here. I know his rating is what it is, but I'm going to go ahead and just start drafting, y'all. Let's get into it. Let's do it. Denver has the #1 pick in the draft, y'all. And I'm going to go like one pick at a time. I'm not going to rush it.
Slang McLean, emoji happy tears.
Alright, I'm plugging in my controller to the charger. If it sounds staticky, I'll unplug it. Slant Macklin. Okay. So, the Denver Broncos, I want to say he was like top 10. The New York Jets are on the clock. So, we're going to see what the Jets do here in a moment. And they took my boy, man. I was looking at him. Deshaunta Finley. He's an 83 overall from Notre Dame, and he's probably a superstar. So we're going to see what the Bills do right here. #3. If there's a run on offensive linemen, I may have to trade up. I don't know, because we need a left tackle. So here comes Nate Sheard from Miami, left end. So everyone's been an 80 overall so far. No bust up to this point. But the Redskins are on the clock, so we'll see what they do. The Washington Redskins are up. And 3 really good players have went off the board. They take a 79 DT from Oklahoma. Yeah, he was the best one in the class, so aside from the other one. So here we are at the 5th overall pick. The Giants are on the clock. Hopefully they don't take anyone worse than Daniel Jones. You know, that'd be tragic. So they take a quarterback, Alexander Lindsley from UCLA, 81 overall. That's a really good pick. By the way, let me know how you guys felt about your team's drafts down below. The Colts right here at #6. A couple directions they could go in. And they go with the cornerback, Michael Horton. So he's a 79 overall, the best corner in the class. Was a 79, so that's interesting. But yeah, let me know how your favorite team's draft went. Like, how do you feel about it in real life? The Bengals are right here at #7. Couple directions they could go in. And they go with the tight end from Texas, Leonard Myers, 80 overall. So the lowest player has been a 79 so far. It's crazy. But I pick at 30, so the chances of me getting an 80 overall are going to be a little slimmer. But I hope I'm able to do it. Free safety from Wisconsin, Deion Randall. He goes to the Lions. That's a really good pick for them. The Glover Quinn replacement. Dallas is up at #9. What are they going to do? They go with a free safety from Notre Dame, Gregory Ali, 81 overall. I'm telling you, this draft has been really good so far. At pick 10, like I said, the lowest pick up to this point has been a 79, and we're at pick 10. So this draft has been pretty good. 80 overall corner Vincent Hodges from Wisconsin. So there's 2 of the 3 first-round graded corners already off the board in the top 10. Good pick for Tampa Bay. They needed some secondary help. And now here's Cleveland at pick 11.
A Glove World replacement?
A Glove World replacement? Yes. And they go with Ross Cohn, the other linebacker I was looking at from Notre Dame, 81 overall. Great pick. Man, they're coming away with all the talent, but, you know, I can't really be aggressive and trade up because I don't have but 6 picks. So I can't really do much. All I can really do is trade down. The Patriots go quarterback Tucker Tratu from Alabama. Tua Tagovailoa. No, I'm just playing. 80 overall quarterback. They needed that. That's a good pick. So still, up to pick 13. Up to pick 13, they draft. There's the lowest overall player in 13 picks. A 78 Sean Blackwell, middle linebacker from Louisville. He was just a little too slow for me to look at for grading, so I didn't take a look at him. Plus, we have Wagner, so why would I? I'm not saying that in a cocky way, either. Alright, 76 overall, Henry Nesbitt. 82 overall, 82 overall. That's a good pick. So still, up to pick 14. They draft. There's the lowest overall player in 13 picks. A 78 Sean Blackwell, middle linebacker from Louisville. He was just a little too slow for me to look at for grading, so I didn't take a look at him. Plus, we have Wagner, so why would I? I'm not saying that in a cocky way, either. Alright, 76 overall, Henry Nesbitt. the center from USC. Good pick. They needed a center. Baltimore did. So that's a good pick. They definitely did need some interior offensive line help with their new quarterback, Lamar Jackson. 49ers on the clock at 15. They take a right guard. Damn it. I was looking at him too. Lawrence Stafford from Ohio State, 82 overall guard to replace Joshua Garnett. We got to come away with a top-tier lineman. We got to come away.
In the draft, I feel did okay. I don't really know how to feel about two O-line being drafted first round.
Alright, so the Saints take a center 70, or the Rams take a center 74 overall. So the Packers traded back a couple spots. Yeah, I understand how you feel about the draft. You know, they took 2 offensive linemen. The philosophy definitely is going to be to protect Matt Ryan. I'm going to be honest, I was a fan of Chris Lindstrom, not really a big fan of Caleb McGarry. By the way, the Vikings grab a 82 overall linebacker. Damn, some good players going off the board. I like the Chris Lindstrom pick. I wasn't really huge on Caleb McGarry, you know. I used to be an offensive lineman, so I kind of have an eye for offensive lineman, I would say. Another 80 overall goes off the board right here, but I wasn't really high on that Caleb McGarry pick. But I did like the Chris Lindstrom pick. So at 19, the Packers, they traded down a few spots. What are they going to do? I kind of want to trade up, but I can't. Gregory Dean. It's getting worse. The top guards are going off the board, but I have confidence. We're going to do the right thing here. We're going to sit it out. Seattle would never trade up in real life, so why would we? They only trade down. An 80 overall strong safety, Lecarius Mancuso. Or Mancuso. Strong safety from Penn State. You know, going to replace Kenny Vaccaro for the Tennessee Titans, even though they also have Jonathan Cyprien, so it kind of doesn't make sense, but that's the AI for you. Okay, free safety Keenan Moody, 80 overall from Ohio State. Okay, so he went off the board. This has been a loaded draft class, a bunch of 80s and 81 so far. It's been good. You know, if I can come away with someone...
I mean, I'm glad Ryan is gonna have protection now, but we need so D-line to pass rush and run stop, but we will see how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. As the Dolphins take Vladimir Jean, 74 overall. I will say this, though. That Tyler Davison pickup, I know it's not a big deal, but it could be an underrated one. I know y'all have that rookie from last year, too, that y'all drafted. Sinat or whatever, Sinat. But, you know, Grady Jarrett's always going to be that enforcer. You know, you just need that second guy who can play decent. But I wish they would have, you know, went after a Christian Wilkins, but he went the pick before. So maybe you guys could have traded back and got Dexter Lawrence. But overall, I like what y'all did. And the Steelers go wide receiver here, 78 overall from UCLA. But I like it, though. I like what y'all got going on. Like I said, you know, barring injury, I think the Falcons and the Packers can easily get back to the playoffs. 74 overall free safety. Yep, that's a bad pick. The Falcons, speaking of them, they're on the clock. So our pick's a few picks away, man. You know, gotta ride it out here. Gotta ride it out. We got 3 AFC West teams picking ahead of us. And they go Rashard Hickok, linebacker from Ole Miss, 78 overall. It's a good one. It's a good pickup. I really just want an offensive lineman. Should I do a Seattle thing? Should I do what Seattle did last year and take a 3rd-round pick in the 1st round? Because that's basically what they did.
I was mad as hell when DeAndre Baker from Utah went number 30, then Atlanta trades up to 3-1.
I know, bro. As a middle linebacker right here goes to the Chiefs, 74 overall. Yeah, man, DeAndre Baker. I wish he would have went to the Falcons, man. He's got some Richard Sherman in his game. Not comparing him at all. Oh my God, 84 overall, halfback to the Raiders. Oh gosh, Gordon Hart from Michigan State, 84 overall running back. You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, man. I wish y'all would have gotten a corner earlier in the draft. You know, like I think Greedy Williams would have been a good fit. And here we are at pick 30, so we're going to see who's here. If I want to make a trade, I'm going to pause the clock, so I'm going to get focused. So we have a running back here, a quarterback, defensive tackle, cornerback, tight end, another DT, and then, yeah, so I think I'm going to make a trade. Seattle did it in real life, so you can't really fault me for doing this. So we're going to pause the draft. We're going to review offers, and if I don't like them, I'm going to make a realistic offer. I'm not going to try to rob any of these teams. I'm going to make a realistic one. So we could trade down with the Saints. You see, these trade down offers are just, they're not good. You know, like, why would I trade all the way down? I'm going to trade with a team who has a decent pick in the second round. So we're just going to go through here, and I'm just going to see who has a decent pick in the second round. But not too high. Not too high to where it's, like, ridiculous. But just in a decent spot. Like the Browns pick. Okay, here, the Chiefs. I can swing a deal with the Chiefs, I think. We give them the 30th pick. And, okay, so I want that second round pick. Not both second round picks, that's just too much. And your future second, and no, not your future second, your future third, and a current fifth. I don't think that's too crazy on value. And just to make sure it's kind of equal, well, no, I'm not going to throw in the future pick. We're just going to see if this works. Trade decline. Okay, so let's take that 5th round pick off. Ooh, really? Y'all ain't taking that shit? Y'all tripping. Y'all really tripping. Alright, I'll take your next year's 4th. Really? Just to move down 18 spots? Y'all are really being picky, huh? Alright, then we'll take your current 4th round pick. Really? Okay. So Kansas City's over here playing hardball. That's interesting. We'll pick up a future 5th then. That's the lowest I'm willing to go. Alright, so y'all really ain't trying to do this, huh? Alright, then we'll throw in a 6th. Alright, there we go. So we're able to make the trade. We trade a future 6th to get a future 5th, and we move down 18 spots. I didn't like the value there, so I had to stick with it. Now we can resume the draft. So we're picking literally in the middle of the second round, so I didn't make it too unfair. So I did it in the middle of the second round. They go with Perry Hayes, the left end from Boston College. So this allows Kansas City, who was a good playoff team last year, to get another pick. And we trade down. That's exactly what Seattle did last year, so you can't really complain about, oh, he's just trading down to get more assets. Well, I kind of got robbed in that trade, so wouldn't be complaining. Another outside linebacker, 79 overall. That's great. Let's see what the Eagles do at 32. But don't worry, at pick 16, I'm going to try my best to just make a pick. Even if it is a bit of a reach, I'm going to try my best. So to end the first round, Francis Finch, the free safety from Arkansas, you know, going to the Eagles. And now here we are in day 2 of the NFL draft, the 2nd and 3rd round. Let's get hyped, y'all. We're going to make our pick at 16 in the 2nd round. Alright, so there's Martell Schmelter, the running back from Alabama. He's a 79 overall. Good pick right there from Denver. You know, Philip Lindsay, you know, in version 1 of the game. Of course, he's not the 84 he is now. He's like a 65, so it's a good pick. What are the Colts going to do at 2 overall? They go Ray Boyd, 78 overall wide receiver from Wake Forest. The one that I didn't scout, of course, because I was talking all that shit. So here we go, pick 35. What's it going to be for the Buffalo Bills? What's it going to be? They go with Jimmy Havestein, the 72 overall center from Arkansas State. I'm glad I didn't reach on an offensive lineman. Not yet, anyway. That's probably going to change at pick 16 in the 2nd. Fred, what'd you think of your team's draft? I know y'all didn't have a lot of
My partner in
picks.
crime, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I've already traded down once, so I traded down because all my best linemen went off the board, but I got a future fifth for Kansas City second, and I gave them a future sixth, so I made sure it was good value. The tight end from Rhode Island, Donald Hardy, 74 overall, goes off the board for the Washington Redskins, and the Giants get like their 75th defensive tackle with Malcolm Walden, 75 overall. Man, this is crazy. This is crazy.
Do you have it where you know who is commenting?
I'm watching it on my phone, so I see like I see who it is on my phone. I took it off the screen. The Jets go with a running back right here, Kent Nunley from Ohio State, 78 overall. The Raiders, bro, they had the highest draft pick so far, 84 overall running back at like pick 27. Kobe Gibson, 74, middle linebacker from Grand Valley State, goes right here to the Cincinnati Bengals. So we're 8 picks away from making our first official pick. I'm not trading down again from this particular spot. 77 overall DT from Wisconsin, Malcolm Dorsey, going to Detroit. Going to be some good depth right there behind Snacks Harrison. The Dallas Cowboys making their second selection in the draft so far. Let's see what they go with.
I saw that you traded. No surprise. Emoji happy tears. Emoji happy tears. Emoji happy tears.
Oh, man. Yeah, Aaron, I mean, you've been playing Madden with me for years. Yeah, you know I like to trade down. But Seattle did it in real life, so you can't blame me. No excuses. If Seattle can get away with it, I think I can get away with one trade down. Right here, the right guard from Vanderbilt, Cooper Redziniak. That Russian Soviet Union last name, whatever it is. Right guard from Vanderbilt. I don't even think I scouted him. So that's good. We are 5 picks away. The Cleveland Browns are picking. They go J.W. Oldenburg, defensive tackle from Michigan State.
It was definitely realistic. No hate.
Thank you. I'm glad somebody gets it around here. Thank you. Seattle could do it. Yeah, and I traded with Kansas City, who, of course, they traded with in real life for the Frank Clark deal. So, Patriots, man, they get a cornerback from Rice, 75 overall. Of course, Brady retired. They went with an 80 overall quarterback in the first round. 3 more teams ahead of us, the Jacksonville Jaguars, Eagles, and 49ers. Jaguars go with a left tackle from Marshall, Raymond Witherspoon. This ain't looking good, man. We need a tackle, and the left tackle class is kind of bad. The right tackle class, it looks decent, but the guard class is what's really good. There's some good guards and centers. Philip Henry, the defensive tackle from Stanford, 72 overall, going to the Eagles. One more pick, and it's from our division rival before we make our pick. So let's see what they do. They go with Tret Rich, defensive tackle from Ole Miss. Alright, so here guards. So automatically I'm looking at offensive linemen. So I could potentially get one and move one to left guard. That's probably going to be the move. Got another right end and a left end. Got some corners. Could get that pass blocker. We need a tackle, so I may have to reach on the tackle because we desperately need one. We got a defensive tackle right there. Another left tackle in the 4th, but the thing is, I don't think he's going to be that good. But then we got our other guy in the 4th, so I think right here I'm going to go with the center or the right guard. We already have a good center, but regardless of who we draft, they're going to be asked to play guard in year 1, so we got our 6.3 graded guy right here, second strongest in the bench press, a good lead blocker and a good run blocker. And then right here, good impact blocking and pass blocking immediately, decent speed, decent strength. I think I'm going to go with the guard. I think I'm going to go with the guard. But then again, the center looks good too. I'm going to go with the guard. 76 normal, I'll take it. I don't really care about the depth tree. 76 normal. Good run blocker, good strength. The pass blocking leaves a little bit more to be desired, but that 85 lead block and the impact blocking is a little decent. You know, it's not terrible, so it leaves more to be desired, but this is a guy who is going to compete right away for starting guard. So I like the pick. The Vikings, they go with Spencer Gill, middle linebacker from North Carolina. Aaron, this middle linebacker class was garbage. I just want to point that out. I scouted one linebacker, and he was terrible. Like, the whole class has been awful. The Patriots get a new center, Julian Hitchens, 78 overall from Florida State. They're killing it right now. Got themselves a quarterback, I believe a corner, and now a center. So that's cool. Dang, we don't pick again until pick 30 in the 3rd round. I think I'll be okay. I like our guard selection. I like the overall depth of some of these draft picks. So I'm hoping we still come away in day 2 technically with another offensive lineman or a defensive player. Because there are decent corners in the 4th and 5th round that I scouted. Max Griffith, the right end from Michigan State. Remember, I was looking at him, guys. I talked about he's probably not going to be a good defensive end, but you slide him into defensive tackle and he'll be solid. I guarantee, move him to defensive tackle, he's a 77. I guarantee it. But I can't touch the Titans, so it'll never be known. I was looking at this guy too, Russell Bibla, left end from Connecticut. He's more of a project player, but he has a couple of go-to abilities or attributes, whatever you want to call it. He has the good finesse move, but he can't shed blocks very well. Tight end from Illinois State, Chris Stout. I believe we looked at him too. Yeah, he's decent. I'm glad I didn't reach on any of those players. Looking back at it, because I could have. Even though we're good at tight end, we're good. I brought Mercedes Lewis in to be our blocker. You know, we've got some guys competing to start. Trey Blevins, is that Tyler Blevins' son? Halfback from Charleston State, 75 overall. Looks like Big Ben Roethlisberger. That's great. The Steelers, speaking of Big Ben, the Steelers are next on the clock. What are they going to do? Cornerback Roy Daniel from Iowa. I don't think Roy Daniel was the cornerback I was looking at, so I think that's good. I was looking at 4th and 5th round graded people, so we did sign a couple of corners in free agency as well, but I want to keep adding to the depth. I want healthy competition in our cornerback room. 77 overall, James Cruz from Cincinnati. Gonna be a good 3-4 defensive end. He definitely had the size, and as we see, he's a good overall. Falcons pick up next. They had a good 1st round pick. Right here they go tight end from Massachusetts, Uriel Elliott. Orel Elliott, I should say, not Uriel or Ariel. Alright, so a few more picks right here. The Texans have back-to-back picks. Isn't that funny how it works out? Because Seattle doesn't have their 2nd round pick in real life. Brian Camarillo, remember I was talking about him, guys, earlier before this started. I said he'd be decent. 76 overall. I was talking about him too. That's crazy. And I'm not trying to brag when I say, oh, I saw him, I thought he'd be good. It's just me kind of going against my brain, but I feel like I made the right pick. Left tackle from Virginia, Parker Keesley, or Kesey from Virginia. I'm pretty sure I was looking at him too. So it's a bummer that he's a low overall. Sucks. Our run on left tackle is going a little early. Miles Holloman from Duke. Good defensive tackle depth, 75. And the Texans have back-to-back picks, and then the Eagles will wrap up the 2nd round. By the way, after the draft, I'm going to do a roster breakdown. We'll see who we drafted, see who the highest overall was. So far, it's an 84 overall, but we'll review the draft and stuff. And I'm gonna end it basically by going over the roster, and then the preseason episode will be uploaded like Monday or Tuesday. That's the Texans with their first back-to-back pick goes with a defensive end right here, DeAndre Crockett. Damn it, I was looking at him. That was the guy, one of the guys I was looking at, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong. View the draft board real quick. I don't think it was, but let's see. Oh, no, never mind. There he is. Morgan and Ray. Those are the two guys I was looking at. Silas Terry, the right tackle, goes off the board, and here we are in the third round officially. So if I see Morgan or Ray at corner go off the board, I'm going to be upset, because that's who I want those guys in our room. I need at least one of those guys, because they're both pretty solid. Not the greatest combines, but the ability, the top 3 skills are there. Patrick Bell, right tackle from Colorado, he's a 70. I feel better and better with the guard that we picked because of how bad that tackle pick was. Now I feel better about the guard that we drafted, because some of these tackles have not been good. But granted, it was an inconsistent class. And there's Morgan, speak of the devil, 74 overall from Central Michigan. I thought he had a little potential to be a safety too, but the Jets, I hate y'all taking my damn corner, even though I have like 4 good corners, 4 workable corners on the roster. Broderick Valentine, the halfback from Mississippi State, 71 overall to the Buffalo Bills. The Bills did draft a running back in the 3rd round in real life, Devin Singletary, so makes sense, sounds legit. The Bears, they take a quarterback. Okay, Patrick Townsend, 79 overall from Louisville. All of a sudden, Mitchell Trubisky may have a little competition. I believe he's the 3rd or 4th quarterback that's been taken. This team still has Trubisky. That's crazy. They got a high overall quarterback that later in the draft, I guess you could say. Connor Paradis, middle linebacker from LSU. He goes to the Giants, the G-Men. We see up top the Browns. As you can see at the top, they have back-to-back picks coming pretty soon after Tampa Bay makes their selection. Very easy. That was a very easy selection for the Colts. Ha ha ha, I'm a comedian, sign me up. Right guard from Northern Illinois is a 72 overall. Alright, the Bengals. Next up on the clock. Let's see what they got going. They take a quarterback, Bradley Slater, the quarterback from Miami, 77. It's a good overall, probably a backup day 1, but could compete pretty soon with Andy Dalton. Because I think him and Andy Dalton have similar overalls. I'm pretty sure Andy Dalton's like an 80. That's crazy though. Potential starter. Lance Andrus, the free safety from Iowa State, the 2nd defensive back the Patriots have taken. 74 overall. The Cowboys and the Bucks are the 2 teams next, and then Cleveland gets back-to-back selections. Okay, Nathan Woodfin, the quarterback from Oregon. He's a 73 overall. It's a good backup right there. It's a good backup overall to have, I guess. Tampa Bay, of course, on the clock. As you see, you get 90 seconds for these picks, and they go Tyron Wardford, left tackle from Notre Dame, 74 overall. This is the round where those tackles are definitely going to go off the board. There we go. My live was frozen for a second. So you can let it go over there. Margarito Bynes, the right tackle from Hawaii, 72 overall. Dang, these tackles might not be as good as I thought they were going to be, because a lot of them have been low 70s. Granted, we need a left tackle bad. He's a 67. Or else I may have to trade for an older tackle. Ryan Tovar, the strong safety from Arizona, selected here. Let's see what the Jaguars decide to do. They're picking again in the 3rd round. They go Spencer Darius, the quarterback from Arkansas State, 71 overall. It's a very interesting selection. Let's see what they do right here at the 14th pick, the Baltimore Ravens, that being in the 3rd round. Let's see what they end up doing. Jamichael Herbert, the free safety from Massachusetts, from UMass, 74 overall. Could be a good understudy for Eric Weddle. Let's see what the San Francisco 49ers have up their sleeve now as the 3rd round begins. Navon Gilliard, the free safety from Texas. I was looking at him too. 74 overall. Good zone coverage safety. Doesn't really offer much else. We're going to see how our division rivals did in the draft as well, like the overall big picture. Alright, Forrest Chancellor. I was looking at him too for left tackle. 72 overall from Kentucky. That was the guy that did not go to the combine. 72 overall. I want to see what his ratings look like after this. He's I mean, you got to think some of these tackles probably have really good attributes, just low overalls. As a tight end for Princeton, Zach Verling goes off the board for the Minnesota Vikings. Alright, 18th pick. I appreciate it, man. Y'all came out, man. I appreciate that. Jalil Glears, the right end from Texas Tech, 71 overall, going to the Chicago Bears. As we move to pick 19, the New Orleans Saints. Clock is ticking. Who are they going to take? They go with Connor Abrams, the quarterback from Texas A&M, a 71 overall. So we're seeing a little action on quarterbacks here being taken, just flying off the board. So we are seeing a run on quarterbacks. And right here, Rashad Terry, pretty solid corner as well from Penn. Sorry, I had to down some water. I've been talking way too much. Quincy Wallace, the middle linebacker from Appalachian State, 72 overall, just been taken, just been selected. 8 picks away until we make our next selection. Right here, Gabriel Weeks makes the selection. Quarterback from Alabama. So he's like, what, the 2nd quarterback from Alabama to be taken? Spencer Shafino, the right outside linebacker from USF, has been taken by the Carolina Panthers. Great value pick to get a 77 overall in the 3rd round. That's great value right there from Carolina. Joey Bullock, the defensive tackle from USF, right? USF, that's South Florida. The 2nd South Florida player out of the last 3 to be taken. Gordon Rose, the halfback from USC, to the Green Bay Packers. An interesting pick. 4 picks away. And then we're up. Getting excited, man. We're right there. We didn't have a 2nd round pick until we traded back, so we did good. Tate Schmidt, 75 overall center from Texas. Good value pick. Could potentially play guard or play center, depending on what the Falcons do with the offensive line. Kansas City's next. 3 straight AFC West teams, and Seattle's on the clock. They go with the 74 overall corner, Trayvon Bailey, the cornerback from Temple. Alright, and then Bernard Greer, right tackle from Northern Illinois. No trade offers, so it doesn't matter. So we got a receiver right here, Derek Humphrey. He is there. Let's scroll all the way down. We got Aaron Cadu. We got Doug Trahan. Seahawks are on the clock, so there we go. Now we're on the clock. My fault. I totally botched that. Just ignore it. Got another speed rusher right here. I really like him, man. I think there's a little potential in him. But we need to focus on needs. So there's some good wide receivers here. That corner is still there. I think I may take the edge rusher, but I want to see what's available for offensive linemen. So we have a decent one right there. Another center. I think I may have to reach on this guy. Maybe not. Let's just go to all positions. Dang, the clock is ticking. I really like this dude right here with the finesse move. I'm going to take him. Fastest guy for his position. I'm going to take him. Potentially a rotation player. 78 overall, baby. This is why you don't go against your gut. Now, the block shedding is low, but that speed, he's Randy Gregory. He's exactly what we have in Randy Gregory. A good rotational pass rusher. That's what I'm talking about. Don't sleep on these drafting skills. They've been good for the first 2 picks that we've made. They've been alright, man. They've been okay. And we see the Texans. They don't know how to draft like me, which is why they took a 72 overall right tackle. I may not get the development traits, but I get the overalls apparently for the first 2 picks. And then the center, Doug Trahan, center from Louisville, 72 overall. And we are headed into day 3, ladies and gentlemen. The 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th round. Get excited, man. I've been killing the draft so far, I think, in my opinion. And there we go. Willis Perkins, the cornerback from Buffalo, is the first player taken in day 3, round 4 of the draft. Here we go, man. The Jets are also on the clock. The 2nd pick in the 4th round. Can't wait to see what they do. They go with Marquise Bailey, the defensive tackle from UCLA, a 70 overall. It's an interesting pick right there. Let's see what the Buffalo Bills do, their division rival. They go with Derek Humphrey, the wide receiver from Tulane. He looked pretty good to me, or decent enough, I should say, and he's a 74 overall. DeMar Beans, the cornerback from Kentucky. So our corner still hasn't gone off the board, but between now and the next 25 picks, it could definitely happen. Ray Hill could go off the board, even though he has a 5th round grade. If corners start to fly off the board, you will see teams reach, which is pretty realistic if you think about it. Keyshawn Fuller, the wide receiver from Rutgers, 74 overall, he is off the board. So receivers are starting to fly off a little bit too, which there are good mid-round receivers. It's all about really separating who is the best from the pack, which can be hard to do. I'm going to be honest, drafting wide receivers is definitely a little harder in this year's Madden, as the Colts go with DJ Robbins, the strong safety from Stanford. Good pick right there. The Bengals now on the clock. Let's see what Cincinnati's going to do. They go with Zach Miles, the wide receiver from Michigan State, 73 overall. Alright, Detroit, just like in real life, you know, they picked 8th overall, you know, for like every round, and left cornerback Roshan Norton from Ohio, 71 overall. And here we go. The Cowboys are on the clock. They've had a decent draft, I guess you could say, aside from the quarterback pick.
Them in multitasking like 'em fur. emoji happy tears. Coaching Indiana, watch you and text this girl.
Oh, the Cowboys took my corner. Ray Hill. All right, what did Bradley say? Damn, I'm multitasking like a motherfucker. Watching or coaching Indiana, I assume on either NBA or NCAA. Watching you and texting this girl. Listen, girls will always come around. Coaching. Listen, you should do it. So far, the 68 overall, by the way, lowest player taken so far, quarterback from Ohio State. Watching this stream is the most important thing you will do tonight. Because I have made 2 awesome picks so far. Langford Harrington, the left end from Oregon, he's off the board, 73 overall to the Cleveland Browns. The freaking Cowboys took my corner, man. So I guess I'm not targeting corner in this draft unless there's someone else on the board that I forgot about.
Hey, and watching, don't worry.
Yeah, I know, man. I'm just talking shit. Clayton Patterson, left end from Ohio, 72 overall. Yeah, I appreciate y'all watching, man, because, like, I know it can be boring. You're just literally watching a bunch of picks, and I'm doing generic commentary for all of the draft. As you see, DeMarcus Gibson, the halfback from Northwestern, 74 overall, going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm trying, man. You know what I'm saying? I like what I do, and I like the fact that the people that watch it, that's who I do it for. You know what I'm saying? So I have a lot of fun doing what I do. I just wish I could make money because I'm broke. But Antoine Ray, 73 overall wide receiver from Indiana, he's not going to be broke anymore. He's getting that NFL money as he gets drafted here in the 4th round. And now the 49ers are up on the clock, 15 picks away from our next selection. I'm nervous as hell. I've been cocky up to this point. The next cornerback from Cal goes off the board to the 49ers, Donfred Riley. I've been kind of cocky because my first 2 picks are really good. So, like, I need to nail this 3rd pick. I need to get a guy who can start or compete for a job right away. Like, I need that guy. Halfback from Texas A&M, Adrian Lavalias. Yeah, Adrian, the 73 overall halfback from Texas A&M. Dang, now I have to learn these players' names. DeAndre Curry, right end from Oregon State. He looked pretty solid, 74 overall. Now I have to learn these players' names when I do commentary, so that's going to be fun. Have to learn who's starting, and yeah, it should be great. It should be great. I'm gonna be like, oh, who's that drafted player when I do commentary? Shamar Goodwin, the cornerback from Iowa, taken now by the Bears, 73 overall. But yeah, commentary is gonna be a bitch next year for my episodes, because, like, I'm gonna have to be like, who's that drafted player? Who's that dude that just ran an 80-yard touchdown to the house on me? Like, that's what it's gonna be. Emmanuel Iloka, the cornerback from East Carolina, 73 overall, going to the New Orleans Saints. 10 picks away, the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans are picking. Let's see what they decide to go with. Denard Lowe, right tackle from Arizona, 69 overall, the perfect overall, I might add. This is crazy. Should I, like, tell a story or something? Oh, that's a freaking good pick, man. Oh, man, I'm gonna sound like that dude. I was gonna look at him. I was gonna take him, blah, blah, blah. I really was. I was really going to. Sam Proctor from Boise State. Damn it. That's who I was gonna take. And now my division rival has him. And, oh yeah, here we go, Donnell McDuffie. That's another guy that I thought was going to be good from Ole Miss. Oh my God, right before my pick. I don't know. Do you guys want me to tell you guys a story before I get to my pick? I have 7 picks. I'm down to tell a little story. Carson Klecko, the middle linebacker from BYU, 74 overall. Going to the Carolina Panthers. I swear that's like their 2nd middle linebacker they've taken. Maybe I'm just tripping. But But y'all, I had some wings today. And, okay, well, Alex Hogue right here, the tight end, 71 overall from Nevada. I had these wings today, you know, just regular, basic buffalo wings from, like, Corner Cafe. I've had this sauce.
Georgia player. You can never go wrong with the Georgia player.
It depends on the value for the Georgia player. If he's got the right value for my pick, I'll take him. I don't want to reach on a Georgia player, but I'll look into it. But I have this little story. So I ate these wings from Corner Cafe. So in my pantry, we have this Blair's Ultra Death Sauce. Okay, I don't know how many Scovilles it is. Scovilles is like how hot it is. Apparently on the bottle, good pick by the Falcons. Jabri Fannin, right tackle from West Virginia. It said 900 times hotter than a jalapeno. So I shake it up. I put a little dab on my wing. And I go to eat it. My dad's like, bro, I couldn't handle it. So good luck. You know, I'm good with spicy food. Me and my mom ate 3 wings with that little dab on it. I didn't really feel shit. I'm just gonna be honest. A little hiccup. My tongue burned for like 7 seconds, but I didn't feel anything. It was all good. I wasn't panicking. As Bryant Lucas right here, the halfback from USF, not gonna be worried about where his income is coming from because he has been taken in this draft. Perry Maxwell, the free safety from Miami, 70 overall. He's going to be with the Oakland Raiders. And then the Chargers pick, and then we're on the clock, baby. Let's see what the Chargers do, because I missed their last pick because I got too caught up. Sergio Wade, right outside linebacker, Rhode Island. Let's do this. I gotta get ready. I gotta get ready to make this draft count. Wide receiver. No, I'm not looking at you. There's a reason you're still here. 5th round talent all across the board. I don't like any of these picks. What do I do? What do I do? I hate all of these players. Alright, left tackle. There are none left. Right tackle. None left. No centers left. Fuck. This is gonna get bad, dude. Free safety. Okay, we got some decent strong safeties here. But, halfback, I'm not really feeling anything. Wide receiver, I may have to take a reach on a wide receiver. So I think I'm gonna go with this guy. I'm gonna probably go with that guy right there, or right here. He's slow as shit. I'm gonna go with this guy. I don't care if he's bad. I need another receiver on this team. 73 overall. That's fine, because he's gonna be like wide receiver number 4 for this team. He has good release, medium deep route, solid. The catching's a little sus, but he has good speed. Worst case scenario, he plays special teams, which he has 80 kick returns, so that's probably what he'll be doing. But Aaron could do. I could do with that pick. That's a solid pick. I was just freaking out because there are like no good offensive linemen left, and I needed a tackle, and I don't have one, which means a guard is going to be playing tackle next year unless I trade a future 6th round pick for an old tackle to get by for this year, which I'm pretty sure is legal. Like, I can do that. Dwight Colvin, linebacker from New Hampshire. I didn't even have him scouted, so screw that. I don't care. Round 5. Here we go. Do you guys want me to like just skip to my pick, or just skip picks here and there, like, or should I just show every pick? 69 overall, Benton Basanes, quarterback from Marshall. No Brandon though. No Brandon Marshall. Draft a Georgia player. You know what? Let me look at the board. Who on this board has went to Georgia? I wish I could organize by school, but who the hell went to Georgia? Or have all the good Georgia players been taken? Because that is a possibility. Southern Utah, I might look at a tight end, bro. I don't want to bring a tight end in, but I might have to. Michigan, I'm looking at him. I'm looking at New Mexico State. Oh, Georgia, bingo, right end. I don't know anything about him, so I don't think I could draft him. Plus, he was slow, so I can't do that. Rashard Harrell, 75 overall. Damn, some of these outside linebackers were good, but I just didn't scout them for whatever reason. Because, you know, we had KJ Wright, and I thought we were solid, but then I let him go. But I like who we have in the building. Ronnie Tofield, strong safety from Harvard, I should say. So these next picks, we may be looking for guys who could play special teams, guys who could sub in, guys that could have a little bit of a role, as Donnie Willis from Southern Utah. Speaking of Southern Utah, we were just talking about the tight end from that school. He goes off the board. So I may be looking for dudes who could play special teams, guys who could develop over time, because that's around that time we are in the draft. So I'm going to go ahead and take a seat in my chair. Have my phone over here to the side. Malcolm Ambrose goes to the Colts from Wisconsin. So I'm going to sit in my chair, lean back, no Fat Joe reference. And we're going to sit here and wait until pick 30, but I will talk to you guys, you know, as we go. Ventice Isaac, the cornerback from Oklahoma, 74 overall. Here, let me check my board, actually. Who's left on the... not scouted, but draft board? Like 3 players. Oh, gosh. Scout it. Who have we scouted? Alright, I can do with the scouted list, even though it's shit. Like, it's not good. I can do with that. Carol Cosby, the tight end from Rice, goes off the board. Another decent tight end. Honestly, if we drafted a 74 overall tight end, ratings-wise, he'd be the second best tight end on the roster, which is sad. Halfback from Auburn, Eric Jenkins, has been taken. I could draft a running back. That's not out of the realm of possibility. That's still a thing. That could still happen. Which is absolutely nuts. That could still happen. Earl McMahon. Not Vince McMahon, damn it. You know, here he is. Strong safety from South Carolina. Damn, that Warriors game is going on right now, too. Yeah, after the stream, that's what I'm doing. I'm watching that game. Bennett Boley, the tight end from Clemson, 69 overall, the perfect rating for a tight end. By the way, fun fact, speaking of 69, your boy Gronk finished the season with 69 receptions. Coincidence, I think not. 75 overall corner, Howard Harmon. I believe I did take a look at him. I'm not even flexing this time. Cornerback from Northern Illinois. A lot of Northern Illinois players have been drafted. Interesting. I didn't know they were spitting out talent these days. Sherman Cochran, the cornerback from Wake Forest, another 74 overall. All these decent corners, man. Just decent. No one really separating themselves from the pack. Let's look at our draft board again. Just, who have we drafted? Alright, so that's what we've drafted. Some fire players. 69 overall, Monte Metropolis. Okay. My boy Metropolis over here. Monte Metropolis. That sounds like a rap name. That sounds like a total rap name. 15 picks away from our next selection. I have no clue what we're doing. We may have to double dip at a position. There's that player I was talking shit on from Georgia. 72 overall, Antoine Waller. I didn't scout him, bro. I didn't scout him. You know, we were set at defensive end. What do you want me to do? I only scouted a few defensive ends, potentially guys I could move to D-tackle. And there's Austin Fox, quarterback from Colorado State. 71 overall. Is that like the second quarterback taken from that school, or am I tripping? Says we got 3 people watching. That's cool. I'd do it for all 3 of y'all. For real. I really do, though. Sean Ryan, tight end from Wisconsin, 74 overall. By the way, like 5 years from now, I'm going to look back at this and probably have a great laugh. And be like, damn, I used to do YouTube. I used to be that cringy. Antoine Semantis, strong safety from Northern Iowa, 70 overall. Okay, interesting. Like I said, man, I'm going for dudes that could either add depth to positions of need or play special teams. Because at this point, I don't think we can get good value because we don't have much scouted at the bottom. I did a lot of my homework in the middle rounds. Daryl Alleman from Temple, outside linebacker, 74 overall. I'm not even upset about the wide receiver pick. Like, I knew whoever we drafted.
Was the second QB taken from Colorado State.
Feel like he was the second quarterback taken. Yeah, I'm telling you, like, I think he was too. Here, I think there's a way we could check that. Let's go to drafted. Oh, we can't check all who drafted until the end. Okay, we'll look at that later. All right, DeAndre Fells, left outside linebacker from Arizona. Is there a way we could check right now? Yeah, we can. So we'll check later. I'm not feeling like we can do this right now. We'll check later. I got y'all. Let's see if there were two quarterbacks taken from the same school. 67 overall, Mason Crockett from Ohio State, the lowest overall player taken up to this point. So congratulations, Miami. You did that. We're 7 picks away from what would this be, our 4th selection? Alright, Connor Busby, the quarterback from Boise State, 68 overall, going to the Carolina Panthers. The Steelers are on the clock. What are they going to do here in the 5th round? They go cornerback from Ole Miss, Marcus Pamphile. I'm not good with names. I try my best. I'm really not that good. 5 picks away. The Green Bay Packers are on the clock. What are they going to do? What are the Green Michigan? So if Detroit can draft a Wisconsin player, why can't they draft a Central Michigan player? That's the way I look at it. The Falcons are on the clock. They've been having a killer draft, low-key. I don't think they have a single pick under 74. And here they go, quarterback from Virginia Tech, Tucker Feagles, gonna be the new backup. Hey, I like it. Alright, a few more picks away. We got the Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers, and then us. We have a few more picks to go. George Hernandez, the tight end from Clemson, is 73 overall. Kansas City, taking another tight end. Worst case scenario, we're getting dudes that play special teams with our next few picks. There just isn't a whole lot of talent left, in my opinion, unless I do some deep diving in these next 90 seconds. Daniel Thurman, that's a fullback from UCLA, the only draftable fullback in the class, 68 overall. Maybe he'll make a Pro Bowl and be a 78 next year. I don't know. Here we go, Chargers. And they go with a cornerback. We're on the clock. We need to get some shit done. Let's see. We got some receivers, but we just drafted a receiver. I don't want to double dip. And he's slow. We could go with that defensive tackle there. Another receiver. Honestly, I may trade out. I might just trade out altogether. Yeah, there's nobody good. I might just trade out altogether. I know you guys are gonna be like, oh, that's unrealistic, but some teams just do. They do trade out. So I'm gonna trade out with an AFC team. I know it's not really unrealistic. Teams trade out all the time, but if you don't like the value, you shouldn't have to pick in that spot. So Noah Krause, tight end from UCLA, he's off the board. And I know, I hope that's not a major disappointing move for people, but like, there was no good value according to my board, so I had to trade out. So I do apologize. And then here with the 31st pick in the 5th round, Stanley Hardy, the halfback from Army, going to the Houston Texans. The last pick in the 5th round will be, come on, Philadelphia, make the selection. Quinn Blankenship, wide receiver from UAB. And now we are in the 6th round. 2 rounds to go. Gonna review the draft, roster breakdown, and then I'm out of here. So hopefully it won't be too much longer. Reggie Lyons, the free safety from Troy, 69 overall. He's off the board. And another 69 overall, Martinez McFadden from Arkansas State. A lot of Arkansas State players have been drafted too. That's crazy. How does the stream look? I haven't even been looking at the stream like that. It looks like, yeah, 720 HP. I mean, what can you do? This is what you get when you record off your PlayStation and not some high-generated, custom-made computer with $10,000 worth of equipment. I don't know what else to tell you. Gregory Schmelter, the right tackle from Iowa, 71 overall, good value pick in the 6th. Round by the Buffalo Bills, cornerback from California, Marcus Peterson. Good value right there for the Washington Redskins. Alright, 25 more picks to go. I honestly just feel like simming all of this, but I'm going to let it play out. Sean Geathers, the right tackle from Indiana. Interesting pick. 67 overall. '70 overall wide receiver Patrick Bean from Michigan. I'm pretty sure we looked at him at least a couple of times. Alright, here we go. Pick number 7, the Cincinnati Bengals back on the clock. Did they took the lowest player in the draft? No. Kazim Callaway, right tackle from Auburn, 65 overall. Damn. I am going to look at undrafted free agents too, by the way. If there's any hidden gems, I might snatch up like 1 or 2. Because, you know, a lot of teams sign a bunch of undrafted free agents. So I might do some shopping later on undrafted free agents. Alan Welch, the right tackle from Virginia. There we go. 67 overall. So I might do a little shopping on undrafted free agents. Bring in like 3 or 4. If I even feel like bringing in that many. Good pick right there. Tooney Gaffney, the 73 overall wide receiver from FIU. Cowboys have been having a good draft, man. They're either stealing players that I like or reaching on others. I don't know. But they've had a good draft. 69 overall, Chontarius Cross, the tight end from Washington. Alright, what are the Detroit Lions going to do at pick 12 in the 6th round? What are they going to do? Sedarius Matthews goes off the board, by the way, cornerback from Virginia Tech. They go with another corner, not from Cincinnati, but Thomas Pittman, the cornerback from Pittsburgh. He goes off the board. Now the Jaguars here at pick 12. What are they going to do? This is going to be interesting. Pierre Gardner, the strong safety from Northern Illinois. How many Northern Illinois players are going to get drafted? Like 15? I feel like I've been saying that school so much. Like, damn, Alabama can barely get 10 players drafted in real life, and Northern Illinois is like, hold our beer. Jadavian Thomas tied for the lowest overall player taken, 65 overall DT from Hawaii. Yo, by the way, happy early Cinco de Mayo to you guys. Sherman Madden, the halfback from Northern Iowa. It's good depth. It's going down tomorrow, guys. Cooking some Mexican food. We always cook Mexican food every Cinco de Mayo. I mean, I'm not Mexican. I get that a lot. Some people think I'm Southern to the bone just by hearing my voice. I don't understand that either. I don't think I have a Southern accent. But, Villamai Harriet, the wide receiver from Central Michigan. A lot of people tell me, like, I have a Southern accent, or I'm Mexican, or I'm Puerto Rican. It's like, no, guys, I'm just biracial. I'm mixed. I don't know what else to tell y'all. But DeMarcus Rodriguez, 66 overall, free safety from Indiana State. All the small schools coming to represent today. What are y'all doing on Cinco de Mayo? Y'all opening up a Corona? Jackson Sermon, tight end from Alabama, 69 overall, the perfect overall. 11 more picks to go. We'll see how this goes. The Saints are picking at 19. They go with 65 overall tight end Elijah Wilkins from Southern Miss. I wouldn't really trip out too much on some of these lower overall players. They're going to play special teams early. It gets them on the field, so that's always a plus. Worst case scenario, practice squad or cut. Mainly cut. 70 overall Alex Huber, the halfback from Pittsburgh. Good selection right there from Tennessee. Their running back room continues to grow.
Going to Twisted Taco and faithful to watch a buddy play, may have a beer or two, not sure.
So probably going to Twisted Taco in Fayetteville. I've heard of Twisted Taco. I've been wanting to go there for a second. Alan Wilson, wide receiver from New Mexico State, is off the board. And you're going to watch a buddy play. May have a beer or two, not sure. Yeah, tomorrow we're just going to cook some food. Mainly like enchiladas. I'm going to boil some rice and then do my take on Mexican rice. Keegan Frost, left tackle from Michigan's off the board. And then in terms of the drinking, you know, I'm under the age, so I can't really do that. But yeah, you know, we're gonna cook some food. I'm gonna go get some tamales tomorrow, because tamales is like one of my favorite Mexican foods to eat. So that's what I'm gonna eat tomorrow, some tamales. Carol Baldwin goes off the board, 68 overall, right guard from Arkansas. 6 more picks to go, baby. Let's do this. Come on, Steelers, hurry up and make a pick. Make a pick in like 1 second. Come on. Come on, we need to get this over with. People are getting bored. We're talking about food because it's getting boring. Mario Ford, free safety from Rice. Good pick, I guess. Packers, come on, make your pick. It's not like your future really depends on it. We beat y'all twice last year. Once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. Leon Nunley, the defensive tackle from LSU. Alright, Falcons, you guys have been having a killer draft. Let's see if it continues. In terms of value, the Falcons in the game have had a really good draft. So let's see what they get in the 6th round. Okay, Leonard Andrus, defensive tackle from Rutgers. There really isn't that much talent left, honestly. I ain't taking no damn kicker. I might take an undrafted kicker, compete with Seabass. I don't know yet. Remember, we can cut Sebastian Janikowski. Probably save some money there, too. I don't know. Bo Burr, quarterback from Georgia Tech. Bo Burr! Bo Burr! Bo Burr! Quarterback from Georgia Tech. It's a great pick. Not really. Oakland's on the clock. They take a right guard from Notre Dame, Russell Weston, and now it's the Los Angeles Chargers are going to pick, and then we're on the board. So let's see what they do. Okay, they take Wade Cleveland, defensive tackle from Florida State. We could do something. Yeah, literally nobody I've looked at is here. This is horrible. This is horrible, but I can't trade down. I can't. I have come too far. I have come too far. Because I have come too far. Maybe I'll take a flyer on a backup quarterback. No, I don't want to do that. Jesus. Alright. Come on. Zone coverage, safety. Decent combine. I'm going to take the center. Just, I don't know. 66. I mean, realistically, there's nobody left on my board, and this isn't really going to hurt me too much. Good run blocker. There's something there, something you could build up potentially. There is a building block there. Yep, I know it was a horrible pick. I don't care. Tyler Patterson, tight end from Notre Dame. Yeah, my last pick was bad.
My last pick was bad, but my whole draft board is empty.
Yeah, my whole draft board is empty. I mean, just ignore it. We're in the 7th round. I don't know who I'm taking. I may cut that freaking center we just drafted. Like, after preseason, of course, I'm going to give him a fair trial, see if he could play. Probably move him to guard, see if his overall goes up by 1 or something. Because I'm pretty sure we have 2 centers on the roster and not that many guards, so I'll probably look into it. Grant Klecko, tight end from Syracuse, staying within the state of New York to go to the Jets. It's a good pick. I wish I had like a super chat so I could just be like, thanks for the 5. But Derek Gomes, the left end, goes to the Buffalo Bills out of Virginia Tech. Jordan Hoffman, the left tackle from Iowa State, is off the board for the Chicago Bears. That's a good pick, I guess. 7th round. '67 overall, Tanner Landolt, the wide receiver from Montana. The final pick there for the Giants. As we get closer to our pick, we're 2 picks away basically from Mr. Irrelevant as we pick in the 30th selection in the 7th round. Sean Gray, the defensive tackle from Texas A&M. 65 overall. I mean, our center was bad, but decent run blocking. It's something to work with. He'll probably have a decent preseason. And I'm not afraid to cut higher overall players too. Courtney Ramson, the first or the worst player taken so far. Strong safety, South Carolina. Congratulations, Cincinnati. You've now taken the worst player in the draft. And Jacksonville has back-to-back picks, so keep that at the top of your screen. Patrick Morgan, the right guard from California, from Cal, 64 overall to the Detroit Lions. I don't know if there'll be any good corner. Well, there are no good players left on the board in my opinion, but if there's a corner that ran fast, I might take him for special teams. Even though we have Alex Carter, maybe a linebacker, I don't know. I just need to find someone who's fast and take him with this pick. Here we go, 63 overall, the new lowest overall player, Riho Hopkins, defensive tackle from Tennessee. As you see at pick 13 and 14, the Jaguars will have back-to-back selections in the draft. And 69 overall, Charles Burke, the right tackle from Houston, goes to the Cleveland Browns. I would much rather have that tackle right now than that freaking center that we took. And we still didn't address tackle in this whole thing. That is crazy. Patrick Berger, the defensive tackle from Houston, he goes off the board for the New England Patriots. And now Jacksonville with back-to-back picks. Let's see what they decide to do with your final 2 picks. Alright, they take a wide receiver from Memphis, Ross Carlson, 71 overall. This is a great value in the 7th round right there. Good job by Jacksonville finding some value. And Frank Feely, the linebacker from Connecticut. Patrick Herrera, the left guard from Virginia Tech, 67 overall. Here we go. Spencer Barlett, the center from Oregon State, is now off the board as the Giants have made their final selection. We're getting closer to our pick, man. I don't want to simulate. I want to see everything happen. I thought about simulating a few times, actually, but cooler heads prevailed. Nevin Stokes, the wide receiver from Harvard, off the board right here. I wonder if there's a big body receiver left, if we can move him to tight end. That'd be cool. Chicago's up next, the 18th overall pick in the 7th round. Remember, after this draft, it's not over. We're going to check undrafted free agents. We're going to look over our rookies and, like, you know, how our division rivals drafted, who got the best player, which is the Raiders, obviously. We know that, but we're going to look at that cool stuff. Break down the roster and the depth chart, and then we're out of here. Jerron Clark, the right tackle from Wyoming, is off the board here at pick 19 in the 7th. 69 overall, the perfect overall, I might add. Here we go, 69 overall, Cecil Moncrief, the strong safety from Army. Another 69 overall, the perfect overall. 9 picks away from our selection. .65 overall, Dre House, the defensive tackle from Oklahoma, has now been taken off the board. Alright, what's Miami doing? Daniel Ray, fullback from Wisconsin. Undrafted grade on him. 66 overall. There's only one draftable fullback according to that draft class or whatever. So he's the second fullback taken. Israel Pickney from Lafayette. 65 overall running back for Buffalo. Alright, a few more picks until our last selection, and then we got a little bit of things that we need to take care of. Dyron Muhammad, the right end from Utah. They take the lowest overall player. Good job, Green Bay. Malcolm Lowry, the right outside linebacker from Toledo. I have a Packer friend that I met a while back, like last year sometime, who's from Toledo. The Falcons take Wade Malowski, left outside linebacker from Alabama. A few more picks to go until we get to ours. The Patriots will draft Mr. Irrelevant for the place of the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles, who won the Super Bowl this past year, and franchise Jimmy Whitaker, the left end from Arkansas State. Arkansas State, Northern Illinois, Colorado State, they seem to have all the prospects, which is interesting. Jawan Westbrook, the left end from UAB, home of the Blazers. The UAB Blazers. Chargers pick and then our pick. Alright, they go with Gordon Levy. Alright. Could took this hybrid safety, but he's slow as fuck. Alright. Are there any undrafteds with like a good combine? Got him from Liberty. I want to address undrafted players later. I don't really care right now. I'm probably going to take that strong safety. We need someone that can play special teams. 62 overall. We drafted the worst player in this draft. We are on a roll, guys. Those last two picks, I don't even care. They're not going to make the roster, but we are going to play them to see if they make the roster. Because opportunity, you know, it matters, guys. It matters. So we're going to look at our draft recap. Alright, so the draft recap. Ignore these two picks. Literally, I did not care. I had no good players on the board. I can cut them and save a ton of money. Doesn't matter. But I'm not going to. Let's look at Tyquan Hendricks. I don't know what position he's going to play. Actually, hold on. I'm not cheating. I want to see what his overall is at left tackle. And then I'll put him at left guard. He's not built like a tackle. I just want to see in Madden, what would his overall be as a tackle? Okay, 75 overall. Alright, now let me see what it is at left guard. Because, you know, I'm going to have to play around with this so I can get a good day one roster. I'm not changing any attributes. I'm just changing positions. Alright, so 76 overall at left guard. We'll leave him there for now. Ephraim Ellis. This guy right here ended up being a stud that we drafted in the 3rd round. Already top 35 at his position. Great speed, great finesse move, just crappy block shed. I'm excited for him. And then this Aaron Cadu guy. He's a deep threat. I think he's decent, man. There's definitely some stuff to work with. Not the greatest catcher. And then these two picks, I don't care about at all. But how did the Rams draft overall? How did the Rams draft? They didn't really do that good either. Their best pick was a center from Ole Miss. He'll probably start right away. Who were the other teams in our division? Cardinals? Yeah, the Cardinals. They get an 80 overall safety, Keenan Moody, who is not that great of a coverage guy, not that fast, but a great tackler. So he's listed as a free safety. Could probably be an in-the-box safety. Great pick right here. This is who I wanted. Yep, go figure. 76 star dev tackle. But he has really bad impact blocking. But he's a very good pass blocker and a subpar run blocker. 68 impact blocking? How is that a thing? And then this receiver right here, Allen Wilson, that's good value for the 6th round. Similar to our receiver, I would say he's a little better. But technically our receiver is the better overall. And then Bibla, this is who I wanted. 74 overall speed rusher. We got the better speed rusher. It's definitely fair to say. 78 overall, I'll take that. And then the 49ers, how did they do? Well, they drafted an 82 overall. I mean, you're picking towards the top of the draft. You better be able to do something. But he's already got a confidence hit, but he's an 82 overall. Very solid across the board. Already top 10 in his position, according to Madden. Defensive tackle Trent Rich. They went on a run with defensive tackles. He's more of a nose tackle who can't pass rush. Navin Gilliard, this was a guy that I was looking at. Very good in zone coverage. Subpar tackler, but good coverage guy. And then let's see, a cornerback. This wasn't the guy I was looking at, but he's pretty good. Solid all around. Where did that corner that I wanted go? The Cowboys. I wanted him. Let me see what he looks like. Ray Hill. Yeah, he has star dev. Wow. The guy that I wanted had star dev. Go figure, guys. 83 zone coverage. Wow. The dude that I wanted had star dev. Wow, you can't make this up either. You can't make this up. The guy that I wanted the entire time. And look, another receiver I wasn't looking at as in depth, but he was a solid receiver. Star dev. Why do the Cowboys always get star dev players? Let me guess, is he star dev? Normal. About time. God, that hurt. I wanted Ray Hill so bad, because he's a better fit for our scheme than theirs. Let's just... Is there a way to look at the NFL? Yeah. So who had the highest overall player? Okay, so we drafted the lowest. Okay, we know we suck. Okay. Gordon Hart. Okay, let's look at some of these top players. Gordon Hart, normal dev. Okay, nothing too crazy. 60. Damn, he's built like a Mack truck. Look at the shoulder pads, dude. Deshaunta Finley, of course, we knew he was going to be very good. 84 speed, 85 strength, no real pass rushing moves, good tackler, decent zone coverage guy. We already looked at the guard. Bryant Weeks, 82 quick. So all these guys have quick dev. Another solid linebacker, nothing too crazy. Alexander Lindsey, superstar dev quarterback with 89 medium and short accuracy, 83 deep. Holy crap, he's a beast. He is guaranteed to be very good. Gregory Ali, pretty solid player himself. Really good hybrid safety. It says run support. He's a hybrid safety. Ross Combs, star dev. Another player we looked at, but very slow. I mean, very slow. You could probably put him down on the line if you wanted to and drop him back into coverage, do some weird stuff. Lucas Leach. Yeah, we'll take a look at all the 80 and above players. So very good, very solid defensive tackle right there. Nate Sheard. Okay, so decent block shedding. The power move is there. Good speed, great strength. Not great strength, but solid strength. Leonard Myers, the tight end, star dev tight end. Jesus. Just damn. Of course, if we picked higher, we could have had a better chance. Deion Randall, solid free safety. Okay, so all those guys were first rounders, so no crazy, nothing crazy. Vincent Hodges, a very good corner. Very good. That was the one first round corner we were looking at. Here's that quarterback from Alabama. 96 throw power. Okay, so they got themselves a little gunslinger. I like that. They got themselves a gunslinger. The Bears had a good guard right here. Dang, he's got freaking quick. Or star dev. Whatever that is. 88 impact blocking. That is beast.
State QBS LOL.
Oh, yeah. My fault. I gotta do that. I'm sorry. I'm glad you reminded me. Another good safety right there. 80 catching. Oh my god, dude. 80 catching. Why can't... I mean, we got Tony Lippett in free agency, but why can't we draft somebody? Our receiver doesn't even have 80 catching. It just doesn't make sense. All right, quarterbacks. Wait, there's not a way for me to do quarterbacks. All right, we'll go by round. So this quarterback was from UCLA. This quarterback was from Bama. Round 2. All right, so we're gonna look for quarterbacks. Alright, so there wasn't a single quarterback taken in this round. Round 3. Okay, alright, quarterbacks. North Carolina, Louisville, Miami. Dude, there were 3 Alabama quarterbacks taken because the Falcons drafted one in round 7. Oregon, Texas A&M, Arkansas State. Dude, 3 Alabama quarterbacks were taken. I'm not even joking. I'll go back and fact check that too. Because I just saw the second one right there. Okay, this quarterback, Ohio State. Yeah, I was probably tripping. I have a tendency to do that sometimes. Round 5, let's see. Marshall, VTech, Boise State. Alright, Colorado State. There's Colorado State right there. 6th round, Georgia Tech. Okay, nothing too crazy. I swear there were 3 quarterbacks. Or no, that freaking Atlanta just took a Alabama player in general. So 2 Alabama quarterbacks went in the top 3 rounds. We didn't address that tackle position, but I think I'm gonna move Pokic to tackle. What's his speed? 67? Yeah, that'll be okay. I'm moving him to tackle. I don't care if he's going to be a subpar tackle. We just need someone that can play tackle, and he's going to make that transition. Just for right now, until I figure this puppy out. Okay? Until I figure this puppy out, he's got to play tackle. He's got to play tackle right now until I figure this out. Alright, so... Alright, we can't improve the team right now, so we just need to advance. And then we're going to look in the free agency. And look at undrafted free agents. Guys we could bring in to compete for roster spots. We're going to do all that right now. Just wait. We're going to set everything up right now. Yeah, Pokic is going to struggle out there. I might put Hendricks out there at tackle and keep Pokic inside. That's what I'm going to end up doing. Fluker's garbage. Jermaine Ifedi's garbage. Okay. Free agents. I'm not going to sign any free agents. Just undrafted free agents. Unless I have to. Hold on. Is there any good tackles here? Probably not, right? 70 overall tackle. 70 overall tackle. What can you do? Nothing. Yeah, there's a reason you're here. What can you do? Please be decent. 68. Who the hell has 68 impact blocking? Okay. Impact blocking. Let's just... Alright, let's look at it. 82 overall. TJ Clemens. Okay. Left tackle. Isaiah Battle. That's who we had on our roster, but we let him go. Okay. Alright, we're going to look at practice squad eligible. We're going to look at that, and we're going to bring in some undrafted guys. So we're going to look at the tackle position and tight end as well. We'll take a look at tight end soon. Tackle. Alright, quick development. So he's got a development trait, but he's terrible. I'm looking for stuff we can work with, guys. That's what I'm looking for. Like, this guy's a workable project. Look at the impact blocking. Look at the pass blocking. He's workable. But do I want to sign him onto the roster? I don't think so. We might have to, honestly, because we need tackle help. Let's see. Defensive tackle. This is what I want to look at for all. We need another body in there. I think we can bring back Brandon Mebane. Oh my gosh, maybe not. 63 block shedding, you're kidding. Blocks. Marquavius Lewis. What's your overall, sir? 67? Yeah, you're trash. Vincent Valentine. Gabe Wright from Auburn. He's a scheme fit, so maybe we look at this guy. $2 million though, that's tough. That's tough. I don't think I can just give out $2 million like that. Sylvester Williams, he's a decent player. Yeah, he's a decent player. Alright, what does this say? UFC Fight Night. Cool. Sweet. He's a decent player. What's he asking for? $2 million. What about the practice squad eligible guys? That's what I want to look at. 67 overall. Tim Settle. Is it still organized by block shedding? Yeah, it is. Dang, none of these guys have moves, though. They don't have a move or anything. They're just terrible. Tim Settle. We just looked at him. I know. What about big 3-4 left ends? If that guy's 288. If we kick one of these guys inside the D tackle, is that possible? 292, 291. Alright, this is a guy potentially we can move to defensive tackle. 700K. 61 overall though. I don't know about all that. And I know I'm being picky. I understand these are all undrafted. Some of them are undrafted free agents. But I'm bringing in that left tackle. Okay, we need a tackle. Even though he's terrible, we need a tackle. I don't know if it'll be him or is it this guy. Yeah, this guy. We need a tackle. I know he's gonna be terrible, but we need a tackle in there. And he's got decent ratings. So we got competition in a lot of different positions. Here's Jermaine Ifedi. He's terrible, but he's got good impact blocking. So we got some dudes in here. Nick Vanich, our starting tight end. Will Dissly's our fourth tight end for right now. We got our starting 3 receivers set. We also have Amari Darvo, Deion Kane, Equinemius St. Brown. The running back situation is what it is. Dang, they moved Randy Gregory inside the defensive tackle. Damn, they want our rookie to start. Okay. I mean, he's going to have to earn it. And they want Marquise Flowers to start over Griffin. I don't know, man. I feel like this is the way it needs to be for right now. Shaquem Griffin. 82 finesse move, and he has no coverage ability. I like him, though, as like a third down pass rusher. So, yeah, Flowers is probably a better fit. Tedrick Thompson, we can move down there. Cravon LeBlanc. There we go. Alright, so let's just go to the depth chart. This is how I'm going to have it for preseason week 1. We have our quarterbacks on here. Russell Wilson's probably not going to play a lot, so expect Quentin Flowers in there some. And running backs, we got 5 of them. They'll all make the roster, I'm sure. Fullbacks, you know, we're straight, we're solid. Wide receiver, we have Equinemius St. Brown, David Moore as well for wide receiver. Tight end, this is what I was talking about. Will Dissly's tight end 4. Because I have Nick Vanett and then Mercedes Lewis. At tackle, Ethan Pokic is going to be the guy for now. And then we have the undrafted Marcos Ream from Georgia Tech. Jamarco Jones is going to compete as well. We don't have good tackles. It's a shitty tackle lineup, but hey man, it's what happens when all the tackles are mediocre and you just decide not to reach. Jermaine Ifedi. Who could play right here? Pokic could probably play there if that other tackle went out, and we could put Fluker here, and Ifedi could be like a 6-man. But at left end, Frank Clark. At right end, I mean, they're saying Randy Gregory, but we're gonna move Randy Gregory back to at least the backup spot. Randy Gregory, we're gonna take out here and put Marcus Smith in there, and then Rasheem Green. Alright, and then left outside linebacker, we're gonna have Mingo. Here, let me check D tackle. I totally ignored it. Let's see. Left outside linebacker, we got Mingo, like we said. Middle, we got Bobby Wagner, and then Marquise Flowers for now over Shaquem Griffin. Cornerbacks. Yep, I like exactly how this is. We got Perry Nickerson there, Gabe Maben. Hopefully our guys can get on the field. Free safety, we are rocking out with some safeties, So, yep, there's that strong safety. We got Tedrick Thompson there for now. Kicker, we're straight. Oh yeah, I meant to look at undrafted kickers. I don't think they'll be any better than Seabass, but that's what I meant to do. At returner, I'll actually give the rookie a chance to show what he can do. And then Tyler Lockett, yeah, he's got to be our dude. I doubt there'll be any kickers better than 78. I'll give one of our centers I'll give the center a chance to be a long snapper for now, until we find something for him to do. J.D. McKissick. We got our Chris Carson sighting, you already know. A slot receiver. Yeah, we're going to roll with Doug Baldwin. Barkevius Mingo as our rushing left end. And then right end. Probably Frank Clark. Dang, it sucks because all these guys are really good. Here, I'm gonna find a way to make this work. I'm going to you just wait. This is going to work. Let me just put Randy Gregory right there. I don't know, it's like, oh, you're moving Frank Clark out of there. Here, you'll see. Just give me a second. Let me work my magic. Okay, Frank Clark. Gonna move him out. Gregory is gonna be that pass rusher. Mingo is gonna be the speed rusher there. Defensive tackle. We're gonna put Frank Clark as our defensive tackle #1. Have a speed rusher. Sub linebackers, yes, that's exactly who I want. Wagner and Marquise. Slot corner. I want Tony Lippett right there. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna put him there. He's 6'3", so he's taller. So should we keep him? Yeah, we should keep him on the outside, shouldn't we? Since he's the taller guy, you want your smaller guys to be your slot corners. So yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, we'll put LeBlanc in there. He's our smaller dude. We'll put him in there. Lippett's 6'3". So he should be on the outside. So yeah, there we go. That's our roster for day 1. That's what our roster's looking like. It's a weird roster. We need a tackle. I'm not going to trade for one. I just want to see if there's any on the block that we could target. So, at right tackle, we have Chris Hubbard. Let's view the player card. He's 28. He's decent. Just the strength's low. Okay, what about left tackle? Alright, none there. What about guard? Jordan Morgan. Is he mobile enough to move? I mean, 60 speed sucks, but traits-wise, yeah, he could probably move. Dorian Johnson. He can move the tackle, I'm sure. Yeah, I think he'd be a good tackle. Maybe we trade, like... He's 24. Guys, should I trade for him and move him to tackle? Then again, he's a low player, so I probably shouldn't. I'm gonna weigh my options, though. I like the starting lineup. Actually, I'm gonna fix my cornerback depth chart. I think Dante Johnson's gonna be cornerback 4. I'm changing my mind. Lippett's gonna start, and then LeBlanc. And then Johnson can be 4, Carter can be 5. Alright, so this is my final defensive lineup. This is my final offensive lineup, and we're gonna go to free agency and look for free agent kickers. Not Cody Parkey, he's trash. Is there a kicker? No, there are none. It's punters. Cool. We're good at punter, though. So yeah, this is it for the live. So the next video, we'll be playing this preseason game. And yeah, I'll see you guys then. Peace out. I'll figure out how to end this live real quick.